Greetings, metalheads. Welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, back once again with another bands you need to hear recommendation. Another band, if you're not familiar with this one already, you need to make it a priority and check them out. So today's band you need to hear hails from Norway, Oslo, I believe, formed in the early 1990s. A fantastic band that I've been coming back to very regularly over this winter. In fact, the band in question is Tsjuder or Tsjuders. Interesting. Pronunciation might be slightly off there, but this is one hell of a band. Black metal through and through. This is a brutal, caustic black metal assault from Norway, home of the second wave of black metal. Plenty of bands bursting forth from the underground in the early 1990s in Oslo, Norway, Scandinavia. But Tsjuder are absolutely freaking fantastic. This band, as I say, been coming back to very regularly. This is one of my favourite black metal bands at present. I've been getting steadily more and more into their music over the last couple of years. If you've been following the channel, may have seen a few of these articles cropping up in recent collection update reviews, and with good reason, because these are all albums worth talking about. These are all really good, solid releases, really intense black metal. It's on the heavier end of the black metal spectrum, less kind of ambient, atmospheric, more straight, full throttle, in your face, ripping black metal. And we've got some good stuff here to explore. So the early demos I haven't heard. I also shamefully haven't yet picked up a copy. I think there's a few sort of more recent reissues of the Throne of the Goat EP, which was released in the late 90s, I believe. It's quite a notorious piece. Sadly, haven't got round to getting hold of a copy of that. But these albums, these are all great. The debut full length is Kill for Satan. This is a very savage affair. It was released in 2000, according to the back of the jewel case here. This is an interesting album. It's almost got a bit of a industrial black metal vibe going on there. Kind of reminds me a little bit, just a little bit, of Mysticum, benchmark pioneers in industrial black metal. But this album is particularly savage. Definitely, if you're digging the kind of industrial black metal thing, you're going to enjoy this. Certainly in the drum sound, it is absolutely pummeling. Drummer being Anti-Christian. Interesting name there. Hopefully avoiding some of the glare from the lights. Pitch black as it may be outside, this music is freaking darker. Great tracks here. I'm not going to go through everything. I would say it's just a pretty short and sweet, around the half an hour mark. Pretty savage business. But highlights would be the Demon Gate. We've got Lord of Terror. We've got Kill for Satan. Sodomizing the Lamb. Savage stuff. So the debut is a pretty formidable effort. By the second album, things have shifted quite a bit. Far less of the industrial kind of vibe going on there. And actually we've got a much more aggressive, refined, but very much early second wave black metal sound and approach here with Demonic Possession. Tsjuder's second full-length album. We've got a year for this one, 2002. Couple of years later. I would say this is a bit of a favourite, but they're all really good albums. I am particularly enjoying this one a lot at present. It's very black metal. It's cold. It's nasty in its sound. It's not terribly produced or sounding like it was recorded for a payphone or anything like that. It sounds good enough, but it sounds really raw. We've got some great tracks here, including Ancient Hate, which is a bit of a favourite of mine, Bloodshedding Horror, Death Wish, A Twisted Mind, and then we get a rather grand closure of Primeval Fear. Really good stuff. The riffs are chilling and they could just melt your face off. The shrieks are feral and banshee-like. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Drums, obviously, absolutely flooring you. So this is a good album. Demonic Possession. If you like your earlier Darkthrone, for example, you're going to find something you really enjoy here. And things just seem to get better. With the third album, picked this up not that long ago. This one, again, a bit of a favourite. This is Desert Northern Hell. Tsjuder's third full-length album. A killer one. Absolutely fantastic. Freaking love this. I think this was around 2004, if I'm not much mistaken. A great one. To be honest, I've been revisiting this one the most frequently recently. It is full throttle. You know, it's along the lines of earlier Dark Funeral, Marduk comes to mind, that kind of relentless full throttle stuff. Malignant Coronation. Ghoul is absolutely fantastic. Great second track there. Possessed, Lord of Swords, Helveta, Mouth of Madness. Some of these tracks do actually have a bit of a groove to them, a little bit of a kind of black and heavy metal kind of vibe. You know, I don't want to say black and roll, but there's a little bit more of a traditional flair in there. Think your kind of Venom infusion there, Bathory, whatever. That's quite prevalent. Unholy Paragon, Sacrifice, Morbid Lust. Tsjuder, such a great band. This album absolutely rips. This is evil freaking caustic black metal. Some of the best I've heard in a long time. Predominantly in recent months, I've been listening to a lot of death metal and thrash metal in particular, as well as sort of black and thrash. In terms of black metal bands, Tsjuder's probably the band that I'm reaching for the most right now, and I've got nothing but praise for all of these albums. So the first three are absolutely killer. After a little bit of a delay, 2011, we've then got Legion Helveta. Now, this album is the one that I'm least familiar with, I must admit, but it's a very good album. I would say things have upped the ante. They've kicked it up a gear. It's freaking evil. There's a little bit more of that kind of Venom injection in there, Bathory injection. It's a bit more prevalent, but it's furiously evil stuff. We've got the Demon Throne, which is a hell of a way to kick off the album. Absolutely just rips your face off. Cracking riffs, shrieks and guttural growls, you know. A real mix. It's not just banshee-like screeches the whole time. Trying to think of some other particular highlights that I can pronounce anyway. Slacked is the kind of venomy, Bathory track on this one, but Black Shadows of Hell, Dordia. Can't pronounce it all, I'm afraid, but really good album, really strong stuff, absolutely delivers. Again, there's no shortage of absolutely ripping tracks here. Oddly enough, not as familiar with this one as the predecessor or the album that comes after it, which I have shown off recently. I've got it in this nice kind of box set format. I won't go through all the little extras and the nice little features on this occasion, but this is Antiliv, if that's pronounced correctly. Apologies if not. Released in 2013? No, apologies, 2015. This is furious. This is, I think, easily the most extreme, fast-paced, ripping kind of nuclear black metal weapon in Tsjuder's arsenal. Definitely the most extreme, the most brutal album that they have produced. Great shot on the back of the album there. A great sounding album, well produced. Kicks off with a 1-2 of some of the nastiest, most heretical blitzkrieg black metal tracks. We've got Chaos and Crater before we're launched into Norge. Just all the way through. Demonic Supremacy, Slumber with the Worm. Great stuff. Absolutely cracking album. It's imagine the heaviest, fastest moments of Marduk, but just kind of make it a little bit rawer. That's essentially what you've got here. Antiliv, absolutely savage stuff. I bloody love it. Cracking album. And then that kind of brings us up to date with the most recent album. So there's not a huge number of full-length albums here. 6? But all of them are incredible. Most recent full-length album then, probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but this is Helviga. This one is, I would say this is an interesting album, released in 2023. This is almost like the most wholesome album, if you like. I would say the songwriting here is brilliant. The sound of the album is really good. It's not as extreme and merciless as Antiliv. I would say that it's got some of the best written and structured material from the band. Some of it is still really extreme. Tracks like Iron Beast. I can never pronounce, is it Prestahammaren? Second track number 2. It's fantastic. We've got Gamel Erik. We've got Chaos Fiend, Gods of Black Blood, Helviga. Just a great album. This is a really, really good album. Particularly the title track stands out as just being a monolithic track. And it's such a complete album. This, again, after Desert Northern Hell, this is the one that I've been revisiting the most in recent times. I think this is a great one. It's nasty. It still definitely sounds like Tsjuder. Oh, I just love it. It's a really good one. It's a really, really good, strong album. Again, I got it in this nice box set format, which also includes, if you are a fan of Bathory, however you pronounce, you get the inclusion in this version of a tribute album. So Tsjuder's tribute to Bathory, Scandinavian Black Metal Attack. And it's got some kind of deeper cut covers of Bathory songs. And it's a really enjoyable listen if you are a fan. But this one, an absolute stunner of an album. Definitely, there's progress there. There's development. Things aren't as raw and ripping, no, but we've got some great tracks there. And it is still an extreme album, don't get me wrong. It's just that Antiliv absolutely hammers you in the face from start to finish. So there we have a very brief run through the discography of Tsjuder, Norwegian Black Metal brutes that they are. We've got cracking albums here. If you're a black metal fan, no doubt you're already familiar with Tsjuder. They're not really that unheard of or that obscure, but maybe if you're more of a casual black metal fan, more of a casual dipping in and out kind of listener of the black metal underground, make this band a priority. We've got some brilliant albums here that I know any fan of good old Darkthrone, any fans of, I guess, Mysticum from that early, very industrial sounding album, Kill for Satan. If you just like bands like Marduk, Dark Funeral, 1349, the list goes on. There's plenty of these bands about, let's face it, but we've got some great stuff here that you're going to love. Demonic Possession, absolutely fantastic. Freaking love this one. Desert Northern Hell, awesome. Legion Helveta, amazing stuff. We've got Antiliv, and of course we've got Helviga, which is awesome. All good albums, would recommend them to any black metal fan, or if you just fancy listening to something a bit extreme, bit different, something new. A very good band, not one to pass up, definitely. Great riffs, great vocals, drumming is furious, blasting, just blast beat whirlwinds here, you know, good bass tone. Hey, what's not to enjoy? So if you're looking for some black metal, Tsjuder, they've got the goods. Are you already a fan? If so, what's your favourite album? What are your thoughts on this band? What are your favourite tracks? Let me know. Interested to hear thoughts and opinions of others as always. If you're not familiar, as I say, check them out. Let me know what you think. Always interested to hear thoughts and opinions of others as always. But a very big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the review. Please do feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. The support is very much appreciated as always. So thank you. Do check back soon for more reviews and recommendations of all the good, heavy things. Until next time, do take care of yourselves, listen to Tsjuder, and stay frickin' heavy.